Philippines live chat series. And tonight I have a very, very special guest, another beautiful guest again. You know, for me, to be honest, she has always been the a vision of beauty and femininity here in Miss Universe Philippines. Wonderfully beautiful, whether she's here in Manila, in Spain, or at some far corner of our world. And she's really a chic young woman who hopefully will have a long future in her pageant career. So without further ado, here she is. Please say hello to Miss Universe Philippines Mandaluyong 2021, Corrine Abalos. Hi, Corrine.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Corrine. How are you?
I'm good. I love your opening. Thank you for all that.
Kinakarir ko talaga yung mga intro niyo sa totoo lang. Para
Because
maengganyo yung mga viewers ko manood.
no one has ever told me na what did you say about femininity?
You're a
No
vision of beauty and
no
femininity
one
here
has
in
ever
Miss.
told me that I am a vision of femininity because of how I move because I feel so childish when I move. So thank you for that.
Pero kasi syempre ako, ang relationship ko lang sa inyo usually social media. So what I usually see on you guys on social media, yun lang yung
Yeah, yeah.
nakikita ko. And so far, parang wow, she looks so mysterious, she looks so mamahalin, she looks alta. To the point na nga na parang, alam mo yon newcomer ka, di ba? To the point na nga na kino-compare ka na nga namin, oh, she looks like Pia at
Oh
some
my god.
angle. So kaya Janine Tugono naman or a hybrid or cross of the two. So how do you feel when people say that, you look like some of our former beauty queens?
I get so flattered because, well, we all know how beautiful Pia Wurtzbach and Janine Tugonan is, and how proud they made us feel as a country. So thank you for that. I get so kilig talaga.
Uh, yeah. And by the way, before we move on, congratulations pala for winning the headshot challenge last weekend.
Thank
So,
you.
inasahan mo ba na mananalo ka?
Actually, I didn't know na they were gonna release their vote kasi I thought once they showed the top 15 winners or top 15 of the challenges, yun na yun. So I didn't know na meron pa pala sa panelists. And then I remember that night, I wasn't online. Parang I was 2 hours late pa when they posted it. Tsaka ko lang nakita after after 2 hours.
So, do you think, does it boost your confidence leading up to the announcement of top 30?
It
Hindi mo
definitely
ba sure na
does.
sure ka na sa banga?
Well, ano naman, parang I'm still not complacent, syempre. I still do my best in every challenge and with all my practices, I still do my best. Pero syempre, it's still flattering and parang I feel reassured now I am in the right track and what I'm doing is right for the my whole journey.
True. Gusto ko na nga kitang i-congratulate in advance eh. Kasi parang ramdam ko na eh. Ramdam ko na papasok ka eh.
Yeah.
Tonight, di ba?
Thank
So
you.
tonight is the last night for the vote. So is this your first national pageant?
It's my first pageant ever, national or local. And it's actually also my first, what do I say, like beauty related or showbiz related endeavor because I never delved into that. So this is my first time for everything.
So what made you say yes to joining a beauty pageant like Miss Universe Philippines considering wala kang experience?
Yeah. Well, because my whole life I always wanted to join since I think now a lot of you know that my mom used to be a beauty queen in the 80s. So parang growing up, I was really exposed to beauty pageants and my mom had a lot of friends from the industry. So I grew up in that yeah, that's my mom. I grew up in that world or in that idea. So I just never had the guts or the confidence to actually do it. And then when I was messaged early this year, parang I said, I'll do it. I just don't wanna regret anything. And basically parang YOLO year ko na lang, so I'll just do it.
Somehow, but did she convince you to join even before you have made up your mind?
Actually, it's the opposite. She when I first told her that I wanted to join, parang she wasn't super excited about it because she wasn't sure if I was ready, considering that Miss Universe Philippines is such a big pageant. And then it was my tita who actually told me to just try it out and see where it goes. And then after training for how many months? After training or after meeting with the mentors in Aces and Queens, my mom got excited na rin, and then when she saw me with the challenges and seeing me all done with makeup and some of my photos, she got excited na rin for my own journey.
Nice. Ano sabi naman ni Mayor, ni former Mayor or ni MMDA Chair, daddy mo?
Siya actually yung mas
He also
excited.
equally proud. Ah,
Yeah. Kasi ano, there was this one interview. I just can't remember with which group or interviewer, but I wasn't able to tell my family about it, and I was so surprised that he found out that I had an interview, and then he watched it pala. So I don't know. I just got so hilig because he doesn't know. I don't tell my relatives what exactly is happening, but for some strange reason, parang he's updated.
Siyempre, monitored eh. Kamusta na kaya
Yeah.
performance ng anak ko? 'Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Feeling ko, so, anong pinapayo ng mga magulang mo sa'yo so far now that you're here
Um,
in MUP?
because they know about my worries, they know about my insecurities, and basically all my worries about the pageant. So what they've been telling me ever since was to really just focus on myself, focus on my journey, and try not to overthink things because it's out of my control naman eh. Like, if I see negative comments, I can't do anything about it. So why bother if I don't know that if I don't know that person personally, why bother?
Yeah. And feeling ko ano rin, somehow, sanay ka na sa limelight kasi your dad and mom are very exposed to politics. Tapos your lolo as
Yeah.
well. So alam mo, they've been in the limelight. So feeling ko may idea ka na rin somehow how they usually run things
Yeah.
over with their respective jobs.
Yeah. Well, I will not super used to it because prior to this I was a very private person, but what I guess helped me with my journey would have to be, just relying on my relatives talaga because they know how it's like to be seen by a lot of people or to speak publicly. So I ask for suggestions, or I ask them for help with my Q&A actually. So that's good because they know what they're doing.
Mhm. So in a way ba, did you somehow run away from the limelight? That's why you decided to, pursue as an English teacher abroad?
Not necessarily because I didn't see a reason to actually if what you're saying is run away from the limelight. I didn't see a reason to run away from it. Because I've been used to it my whole life, so I don't really know what life there is other than what I used to live, yung nga as a politician's daughter. But what made me go to Spain was really just to have a sense of independence and experience different things because we all know living in the Philippines, I'm a very sheltered person. So I just wanted to experience how it's like to live on my own in a different country.
Buti pinayagan ka. Considering na girl ka, tapos nga been
Yeah.
living a sheltered life. Diba? How were you able to convince them na, Dad, how many years did you work as an English teacher in Spain?
Just it wasn't my program wasn't even for a year. It was just for 9 months, so not a year. But I lived there for a year because of the pandemic. And then, just to answer your question, actually, it took a while for me to convince them. And technically, hindi ko rin sila super na-convince kasi parang tumakas ako in a way. Kasi I remember it was before I graduated, I submitted my application na, and then I asked for permission afterwards. So it wasn't before my application when I asked permission. It was after. And then at that time I wasn't even sure if I would get in. So parang I said, I'll just ask if I do get in. At least, 'di ba? Parang no way out.
All right. So fast forward. So nandun ka na sa Spain. So how was the experience like
it
for you?
Yeah. It was really fun because it was the first time where I was really on my own. So I had to learn things on my own. And I was living with my friends. We all lived in one unit. Tapos, I remember because prior to living in Spain, I didn't know how to cook, how to clean, or how to wash my clothes even. So I remember on my first day or on my first night, I called my yaya. I video called with her just to ask how to cook pasta. I even have a video of it. My friend posted it online. I remember. I was holding the pasta, the uncooked pasta, so the stiff ones. Tapos nakaganon lang ako, and then I was video calling her. Parang, what do I do? What do I do with the pasta? And then, while I was slicing the onions, the tomatoes, I was calling her lang, parang, like, how do I slice it? How do I hold the knife exactly? So yun, everything talaga I had to learn.
Yung mga kaibigan mo doon, hindi rin marunong? Talaga tinawagan mo pa talaga yung yaya mo, long distance, just to
Actually,
teach you?
yung friend ko, she knew how. Pero parang, I can't remember. I think kasi at that time, I was home alone. And then when she got back, ayun na, I was in the middle of video calling na with my yaya.
Oo. So, marunong ka na rin konti magsalita ng Spanish?
Yeah, actually kasi I studied my kinder to high school, I studied in Poveda. So in Poveda kasi they teach us how to speak Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah, and then for college naman, I took up international studies and we were required to have a foreign language, so I took up Spanish. So parang I had basic Spanish na rin. And then I elevated it when I went to Spain because syempre, you have to speak Spanish 24/7. So I improved a lot.
So was it about Spanish language that, entice you to pick it as your foreign language in foreign
That's not.
language course in your college
Actually,
degree?
it was just more convenient for me because the choices were Spanish or French. And considering that I already had a background in Spanish, I just realized it would be easier than learning a whole new different language.
That's nice.
Yeah.
As I was, researching more about you, I came across with your previous interview with another
Mm-hmm.
pageant page, and you said that the reason why you took up international studies was because of your fascination with history and culture and
Yeah.
geography. So I'm curious to ask, what part of our history or world history fascinated you that led you to take this course?
Um, it wasn't just one part because I really enjoy learning about history. So I can't define one historical era that helped me take up international studies. But growing up, I was really into history. I remember, I think it's because of my dad actually, because he would read us books about historical figures or historical moments, and then we would watch documentaries together. So I think it was really because of my dad, kaya I became a historical buff.
Buti hindi niya sinabi sa'yo, Corrine, follow my footsteps, take political science na lang. Char.
Actually, actually, after when I graduated DLSU in 2019, I was supposed to take up law school na right after, but then because he wanted me to take up law, and then parang I said, oh, I'll just take it when I get back from Spain. I want to take a gap year muna just to rest and everything. And then when I got back from Spain, he reminded me about it to take the law exam na. So I studied, as in I borrowed review books, and then I actually no, I haven't sent out my application pala, but then I wrote on the application papers already. But Miss Universe happened, so so I said, I'll pause muna again. I'll try next year.
So nag-strike ka ng deal sa dad mo ng compromise. Okay, dad, let me finish this first. Tapos I'll get back
He has moments where he really reminds me, as in
to
I
your
remember
wish afterwards.
yeah, I remember he sent messages, parang he sent me the application form, the schedule for everything. Tapos he kept reminding me, oh, na-submit mo na ba yung application mo? Ganun, ganun. And then I think it's gonna happen again soon. Maybe by the end of the year, he'll remember to remind me again.
True. Wait, there's a comment here. Sabi nung isang nanonood, si Dian Morales, sabi niya, eres tan hermosa ka daw. So
Gracias.
does that mean you're beautiful?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you, Bian, for watching. So ito na nga, di ba, we've been talking about your dad, your dad and mom are in public office, tapos you also took up international studies. So in a way
Yes.
ba, I want to ask your opinion. How do you assess our country right now in terms of our culture and history? Do you think, because let's face it, we were conquered by a lot of colonizers in the past 300
Yeah.
years from Spanish rule, tapos
Mhm.
Americans, Japanese, 'di ba? So do you think being conquered by a lot of these nations in the past makes us unique as a nation?
Definitely. Just there are moments where I just go around the city, or just go around Manila, and I would see different influences from our past colonizers, and it amazes me how much culture we have, and we how we got one part of their culture and made it our own. So I think it's good that we have this kind of culture, because it's a melting pot. Like, we don't have just culture from the Spanish or from the Americans. It's mixed. They're all mixed in, and I don't know. I just find it so unique how it's uniquely our culture that we were able to evolve their culture and mix in ours.
I really find your answer interesting. Yeah, I also feel the same way. Pero if you look at the flip side of it, don't you think parang we're losing our cultural identity because we had so many influences from these colonizers in the past to the point na para do you think I tend to compare our country to other countries, especially those countries who were not colonized talaga, whose culture talaga they were able to preserve talaga. So do you think being colonized by all these colonizers in the past made us do not develop a strong national identity compared to the other countries?
I think with that, it's also a factor with our culture, but as a nation, it made us stronger, I guess, because we were able to find something in common to bring us all together, and fight these colonizers, and have our own Filipino culture. But to relate to that, with I think what you were saying is sort of Thailand, or a different country ba altogether.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
yes. Kasi
Thailand was
yes, si
never
Thailand, 'di ba? Landlocked nation sila. Yeah.
yeah. They were never conquered by any colonizer. And I think right now, today, we are embracing our roots. Yung, 'di ba now, what do you call the, sorry. I'm blanking out. Pero now we have this system of writing na became popular. I think it's Alibata. Parang it's becoming more popular today. And what I like about our society now is it's also embracing our old culture, or prehistoric, no, not prehistoric, pre-Spanish culture. So I like what's happening actually.
Yeah, plus ito na lang din eh. Syempre, of course, you also live in Spain for quite some time. Doon na lang sa cuisine natin. Our cuisine is not as, lechon, 'di ba? For example, yung
Yeah,
lechon. Yung food na yon, we got it
the
from the
Spanish.
from from the Spanish. So parang alam mo
Mhm.
yun compared sa pagtalagang tapos yung pancit, we got that influence from the Chinese, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Burgers, fries from the Americans. Pero yung mga ano natin like sinigang, kare-kare, hindi natin siya napupush na elevate to have its own international brand compared to let's say pad thai, mango sticky rice, or ano pa ba yung mga or yung pasta sa Italy, right? So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so do
Pero
you get where I'm coming from,
yeah,
'di
I
ba?
do, I do. But for me, actually, I think that Filipino cuisine is actually being popular nowadays because in America or in other countries, they're starting to like adobo, and they have Filipino restaurants there as well. So I think there's this one Filipino restaurant in New York. I just can't remember the name, but Americans like going there for the sisig because they find it so unique how we eat pork ears or the different parts of the pork that other people or other nationalities don't usually eat. So I think yung mga cuisine natin that aren't, what do you say, that weren't,
Yeah.
sorry, mixed in with other cultures are actually being popular now.
So how do you think we can make our cuisine globally competitive in the international scene?
I actually think it is starting to become globally competitive. So I guess just support our local chefs here and support local restaurants that cater to Filipino cuisines.
True. And siguro, do you think our government should also come into play in terms of promoting our cuisine abroad din, no? Relentlessly until it gets known talaga on all
Yeah,
corners of the world.
yes. Because our food is
Yeah.
really good, and I'd like everyone to try our food because it's so unique. Food is and how unique it is.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Kulang lang talaga sa push at promotion abroad, no? So let's shift gears now. And now that you're here in Miss Universe Philippines, do you think the inclusivity and diversity factor of Miss Universe is a conscious effort for them to become politically correct or to be sensitive to what's going on in the current scene nowadays?
I actually like what's happening with Miss Universe Philippines now because they really broadened their standards. They actually are they removed the height class sorry the height qualification, and I like that. And if you see all our candidates, we are all so diverse, and it's showing how Miss Universe Philippines or even beauty pageants nowadays have evolved from what they used to be.
So, so natutuwa ka sa mga positive changes na
Yes, because
nade-develop ngayon.
it's opening more doors for different women, and it's showing that there isn't one singular definition of beauty.
Yeah. So, as my last question to you, what do you hope to achieve with your candidacy here in Miss Universe Philippines?
Well, I would like to shed more light on my advocacy because my advocacy is actually about scoliosis since I also suffered from it, and I'd like to help more children who are insecure about their bodies to love themselves and know that their disorder doesn't stop them from achieving their dreams because I am doing steps to achieve my dreams despite me having scoliosis.
Oh. So, buti hindi ka nahihirapan sa training mo ngayon sa MUP kasi naka-heels kayo palagi. So, hindi ba
Actually, there are times kasi with scoliosis, with mine, my curve is S-shaped. So I have a curve on top and at the bottom. And then I noticed that whenever I'd stand straight with heels for a very long time, my back starts to ache. So I just do stretches afterwards. Or even sometimes during training, I stretch just to relieve some
Oo.
of the tension on my back.
Alam ko kayang i-correct ng surgery ang scoliosis, right?
Yeah,
O hindi ba?
I was supposed to have surgery actually because if I'm not mistaken, the cutoff for surgery is if your curve is 50 degrees. Mine was 47 degrees at that time. So my mom, the doctors were telling my mom that I had to get surgery. And at that time I was around grade 7, so maybe 12 years old. And my mom was really hesitant about it because it's a major surgery. It's my spine, and he didn't want me to undergo that. So we just I just had to wear a brace and then hope for the best that it would lessen or that it would stabilize the curve.
I'm curious to ask now, how does one get scoliosis ba? Is it hereditary or is it something that is a result of what you have been doing?
It's hereditary because both my parents' sides, they hello? Yeah, they both have scoliosis. Well, not my mom and dad, but their relatives, my titos and titas, they have. And it's more prominent or dominant for women
Mm,
than men actually.
So I guess it's one of those challenges that you are facing here in MUP.
Yeah.
Kasi ngayon tinan mo bilang napasit up straight ako, parang shit, shucks, kinabahan din ako. Parang, di ba? Kasi I also work in the office the whole
Yeah.
day. So lagi ako nakaslouch. So parang
Mm-mm.
kinabahan ako bigla, di ba?
Pero
So,
it's not like that naman. It's hereditary. And actually, with MUP naman, because Mama Ian, my pasarela trainer, he noticed my curve whenever I'd walk. So we tweaked my walk a bit, and he helped me with my arms or with my poses to hide the curve. Or the bump pala, the bump on my back.
so kayang maremedyohan pala yun. No?
Hindi naman maremedyohan na matanggal, pero para lang hindi siya obvious 'pag naglalakad ako. So, i-aanuhin namin yung basta may gagawin kami sa body ko.
For sure. I can't wait to see that very, very soon. So there you go. Wow, that ends it. 30 minutes, 31 minutes. Thank you so much, Corrine. As my last question, can you give a message to all your followers, supporters, fans who have been rooting for you to become the next Miss Universe Philippines?
Thank you everyone for supporting me. I am very grateful for all of you. I've seen your messages and your comments, but I'm just so sorry I can't reply to all of them, but I really appreciate all the messages because it helps me feel assured of what I'm doing, and for that I'm very grateful.
Uh, for sure, na-appreciate nila yun kahit hindi ka mag-reply. Kasi I understand na talaga you've been leading a very hectic and busy schedule for this pageant. So, congratulations in advance, Corrine. For sure,
Thank
pasok ka sa
you.
top 30. Tomorrow, kailan bang announcement? Tonight ang last,
Tonight. Tonight.
tonight
I think
ba?
they're announcing. I
They're
think they're
announcing it
announcing.
tonight?
I know.
Considering na tonight din ang last day of voting, 11:59 nakalagay sa
Oh, wait.
MUP.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm not sure pala, but maybe tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm confident of your chances. Definitely you'll get in. So,
Thank you, Adam.
you're welcome. Sana makita ko na kayo in person talaga.
Yes.
Grabe. Parang,
Yes. Once
how
everything's
much
okay.
how much more pa kaya in person ang Diyosa nyo siguro tignan, di ba?
Thank
Sige,
you.
maraming salamat again sa pagpapaundak ng interview na to. Maraming salamat. I really had a blast getting to know you. Buti nakahabol pa ako before kayo mag-clock in. Maraming salamat for your time
Thank
and
you.
effort in
Thank you for
gracing this
having
interview.
me. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me.
Stay safe and hydrated, Corrine. Virtual hugs and kisses all the way here from Cubao.
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.